All right, this is going to be 2.2, evaluating functions. I need you to have a notebook and a pencil ready. And so remember, you can pause this video at any time, rewind, and then just make sure you take really good notes, write down the things that are going to help you be able to get through this unit. All right, so we're going to be talking about evaluating functions. And so your TEK today is A12B, and your learning goal is I can evaluate functions. I can evaluate functions. Okay, so here we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, talk about our vocabs. Remember that domain is a set of all x's, and range is the set of all y's. So remember, domain is x, range is y. To evaluate a function means that we're going to plug it in, enter a value into a variable, and solve based on what you're giving. All right. So there's an old commercial. I'm gonna play that again. There's an old, it's like an Airwick commercial or something like that, where when the whole commercial played this song. And so that's what I want you to remember. Is when you evaluate, you're going to plug it in. So you take whatever the number is, you're going to plug it into the variable. Okay. So to solve for a domain or range value, you plug in each domain value. So you're going to put x in, you're going to find out what y is. All right. So we're going to see what that looks like. I know it's confusing right now, but you'll get it. So they want us to find the range of this function if the domain is -2. This is geeky math language to say we got a y and we got an x. They're giving you the x. Find the y. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the range. My x is -2. So I'm going to take that -2. I'm going to put it where x is. So I'm going to get rid of that x. I'm going to put -2 in its place. Now I'm going to simplify it down. So 3 times -2 is -6. And then -6 plus 5 is -1. Now you got to remember your rules about PEMDAS. You multiply before you add, right? So all I did, one more time, I plugged in the -2 where x was, and multiply 3 times -2. -6 plus 5 is 1. So when x is -2, y is -1. All right, so let's see one more. So find the range. The domain, the x is 8. You're going to put that 8 where the x is. Okay, get rid of the x, put the 8 in its place. 4 times 8 is 32, and 32 plus 3 is 35. And so that point would be 835. When x is 8, y is 35. All right, let's try this one. If you want to try this one on your own, you can pause and try it. This time, just remember that you're going to have not just one x, you have 3 x's. That means you're going to have to do it 3 different times. All right, so when you come back after you pause, we'll check our answer. Okay, you should be back now. So I'm going to find the range if the domain is 0. So I'm going to plug in 0 first. I'm going to take that 0, put it where x was. 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So the first point is 0, 1. Okay, now let's try the second one. We're going to do 2. So instead of x, I'm going to put 2 in its place. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So that point is going to be the point 2, 5. And the last one. I think you get the idea about plugging it in. So you get rid of the x. In the place of x, you put the 3, because that's your domain. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Y is equal to 7. So this is going to be the point 3, 7. All right. So once again, to evaluate a function, all it means is plug it in. They're always going to give you the domain. They're always going to give you the x in Algebra 1, and you find the y. Okay, they don't ever go reverse. Your TEK says that you have to find the value of y, basically, if they give you an x. Okay, so that's the way you're going to do that. All right, so now there are 2 different formats that we're going to have in algebra. We're going to have a format that says y equals, and then sometimes you'll have a format that says f of x. Okay, f of x and y are the same thing. F of x just means the function of x. Okay, so if this is your equation, y equals 3x plus 5, it could be written as f of x equals 3x plus 5. Now, they don't have to just use f of x. They can name these different names. They can say g of x, h of x, j of x. The reason why the letters are different out front is because those are just names. This is the function f, function g, function h, function j. And what that means is if I've got all 4 of these graphed on the same graph, Now I've got a name to give each one. I don't have to just call them all F, because if I say go up there and graph f of x, then you wouldn't know which one to do if they were all F. And so we give them different names. Okay? All right, so here we go. So the f of x format is called function notation. Function notation has two major benefits over the y equals. It gives its own unique name, like we just talked about, and it is used to designate what the value of x is going to be. So if they put f of 3 here, then you would know to put 3 in there for x and evaluate. Now we're going to see what that looks like. I know that part's a little confusing, but we'll see it. So we're going to try it on our own. In this equation, y equals negative 3x plus 8. If your domain is 2, what is the range? All right? And so we're going to take that, we're going to plug that 2 in. Y equal negative 3 times 2 plus 8. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. And negative 6 plus 8 is 2. Use your calculator on that simple math. Okay? We're going to do the same thing here. Got m equals 15 minus 3r. You're going to plug in that negative 3, right? Because this is your x value. You're going to plug it right there for the r. And then you're going to have 15. Now, negative times a negative is a positive 9. And so you got 15 plus 9 is 24. Now, let's look at the one that has f of x. Remember, this is the same thing as y. And what they're going to say is that 15, it'll say f of 15. And then you'll know that you need to plug that in. So it really is just going to be, remember, f of x or y is the same thing. So it's going to be y equals 3 plus 3 times 15. 3 times 15 is 45. And 3 plus 45 is 48. Okay? Now, I do want to look at this a little bit differently. Let me go back here. Really, the way they're going to write this is they're going to say f, they can say f of 15. F of 15 equals, and then you would plug in, you got 3 plus 3 times, it's hard to write with this thing, times 15. Oh, man. Okay, so you can see this is going to end up being the exact same thing. It's just they're telling you here what the domain is, so you know what to plug in. Whereas here, they have to tell you that the domain is whatever it is. Okay? All right, so next. In the equation y equals 2x plus 1, if the domain is 19, what is the range? You're going to plug in 19. 2 times 19 is 38. 38 plus 1 is 39. All right, if you want to try this one on your own, pause. And when you come back, then you can check your answer. All right, go ahead and pause. Okay, so now that we're back, remember this is going to be f of 2. It'll say f of 2 equals this function. Then you know to put that 2 in there. So it's going to be negative 3 times 2 plus 8. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 plus 8 is 2. Okay, so what I want you to do, if you are confused about this at all, please try the practice, start working it out, go back and look at the videos, look at the examples. Remember, you have a key for the practice assignment, so make sure you work a problem, check the key, work the problem, check the key. If at any point you're not getting it, you're not understanding what's happening, you should be coming to tutorials between 4 to 4:30 to get help. Also, make sure you complete your STAR checkout and your ticket out the door. All of those things are required. You have to do the STAR checkout, you have to do the ticket out the door, and you have to do your practice because you're going to have a quiz on this next class and you need to be able to do these things. Okay, remember 4 to 4:30. If you need any help, please come in and please come see me and we'll get you taken care of. All right, y'all have a great day.